There were good reasons for thinking that London might just use the 2012 Olympics to spur a new long-term development on the east side of the city. The first reason for this is historic. In 1851, London hosted, in a rather run-down part of West London, the world's first great exhibition, if you like, the world's first expo. And 1851 gave rise to the Royal Albert Hall, the Science Museum, the Natural History Museum, Imperial College, and many other assets that today, like the Royal Albert Hall, are part of London's great cultural, scientific and educational infrastructure. That's a fantastic legacy from over 150 years ago. In 1951, at the end of the Second World War, when London was depressed, the regeneration of the South Bank through the Festival of Britain that created the Royal Festival Hall and many of the other attributes of the South Bank really began the process of regenerating London properly, and has now been completed, of course, with the complete redevelopment of the South Bank from Waterloo Bridge and Westminster Bridge all the way across to where the docks used to be. In the 1980s, the London Docklands Development Corporation was created to redevelop the London docks, and although at the time there was some scepticism about whether the buildings would ever be used, they've proved to be one of the most important developments ever to occur in London, creating a second financial district in a city that already boasts the world's most important one. Then we can move on to the millennium. In the year 2000, the government, through the lottery fund, which was supported by people buying lottery tickets and not through taxation, was used both to create amenities like the Tate Modern, the Millennium Bridge, and to support the activities around the London Eye, just behind me. The Millennium celebrations, which at the time were thought of as being a little bit frivolous, have proved to be really successful, with the London Eye being one of London's greatest visitor attractions, and the O2 Centre, the O2 Arena, which was called at the time the Millennium Dome, has moved from being a slightly embarrassing white elephant to being the world's most popular live entertainment venue. So London has some experience of all of this. The Millennium, the Docklands, the Festival of Britain, the Great Exhibition of 1851. The Olympics of 2012 have the opportunity to be the next phase in London's development, permanently changing the fortunes of that part of East London, which has been traditionally the preserve of the smelly industries, downwind from the rest of the city and closer to the gateway of the Thames, which was good for logistics. Not only will the Olympics be successful, but after the Olympics there are more things coming. Crossrail, the fast cross-London rail route, the London Gateway, a new deep water port out in the Thames estuary, Ebbsfleet, a new town centre on the south side of the river, and the expansion of Canary Wharf, the creation of the new London International Exhibition Centre, the expansion of City Airport, and the growth of the Millennium area around Greenwich, where the O2 Arena now is, and where a huge complex creative arts projects will emerge. So the London that comes after 2012, the London of 2013, is not just a London that will have been exposed to the world again through the Olympics, but it's also a place where there is already an agenda that will be accelerated by the 2012 Games and has the opportunity to set London on the course of having its sixth successful century in a row, building upon the experience of the last 500 years.